Hi everyone, Linda from Let's Talk Prep. And I thought we should look at some of the headlines tonight just to see what's going on so that you can decide how they will affect you and if you should just start prepping a little bit more, a little bit differently, what you should do to prepare for everything that's going on in the world, because there's so much going on. I mean, I can't cover it all just in one little video. So let's go see what's happening today. We're over here at the Jerusalem Post, www.jpost.com, and it says, Ukraine war, a warm-up. The big one is coming, and the U.S. behind in nuclear, Admiral warns. So we have this Admiral. He's the Strategic Command Head, Admiral Charles Richard, warned in a speech at the Naval Submarine League's 2022 annual symposium on Wednesday. The Ukraine crisis that we're in right now, this is just the warm-up, said Richard. The big one is coming, and it isn't going to be very long before we're going to get tested in ways that we haven't been tested in a long time. He said that we're losing the nuclear competition with Russia and China. As I assess our level of deterrence against China, the ship is slowly sinking. It's sinking slowly, but it is sinking, as fundamentally they are putting capability in the field faster than we are. And the Pentagon also presented a dire situation in the nuclear balance between U.S., Russia, and China. He said the U.S. needs to pick up the pace. The one field that the U.S. still dominated was undersea capabilities. We have to do some rapid, fundamental change in the way we approach the defense of this nation, said Richard. We used to know how to move fast, and we have lost the art of that. So that's what he said. And then even the Wall Street Journal reported it. The big one is coming, and the U.S. military isn't ready. So they reported it. And then over here on Zero Hedge, Russia says major dam hit by U.S.-supplied HIMARS rockets. And again, November 6th, so it's quite up to date. So this is the dam that they hit. And it's with our rockets. So you know Russia has to be saying, hey, the U.S. is really at war with us. And Zero Hedge again, U.S. to station more nuke-capable assets in Korea. Again, November 6th. So we're going to put more nuclear-capable assets in Korea. And then to move to a few different things, in Italy, the BBC.com said, standoff as Italy stops male migrants from disembarking from the rescue ships. So the male migrants are not allowed to leave the rescue ships. The children and the women are. And we're letting all kinds of male illegals across our southern border. And they can be gang members, anything, but we're just letting them freely come through. At least Italy is stopping them. But if you read the article, you'll see all the goody two-shoes are saying, oh, let them in, let them in. I hate to bring you this one. This is from American Faith, AmericanFaith.com. Feds paid for room service, laundry, babysitters for illegal immigrants kept at hotels. And as you go through here, and this was just 16 hours ago, it was insisted they be given a 5-star treatment with laundry service, their choice of mattresses and guards, not to keep them in, but to keep others out. They have the option of meat at every meal, 24-hour access to drinks and snacks, babysitters to watch their children, television with programming in English and Spanish, and a choice of mattresses for their beds. And the hotels were used in El Paso, Pecos, and Texas, Chandler and Phoenix in Arizona. So the Times reached out to the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement for comment. AFL said, Illegal immigrants seem to get more consideration than Americans, including veterans. The hotels reported in the document were 2 Best Westerns, 1 Comfort Suite, 1 Wood Spring Suite, 1 Holiday Inn Express, and 1 Micro Hotel, and 1 Hampton Inn. And of course, they blacked out the room rate, so they couldn't get details on how much they were paying for. And then they were provided with at least a 4-inch thick mattress, but if it wasn't to their liking, they could request to double up with 2 3-inch pads. Meat-based courses had to be part of the 3 daily meals, with kosher, halal, and vegetarian meals also available, all of it delivered as room service. Mandatory roll call was banned. The hotels also provided a suggestion box to receive complaints. So they're doing all this for the illegals, and we have so many Americans today, working Americans, who can't pay their rent, have to decide between heating their home or feeding their children. Why don't we everybody just storm these hotels and say, we're illegal, we want to come in and stay here? I'm just saying that, and I don't expect you to do it, but it's that at some point this all has to stop, and we have to start supporting our American people and not people in other countries and people who are trying to sneak into the U.S. Another article here from the American Media Group, truckers reporting no diesel fuel in parts of North Carolina, Oklahoma, and Tennessee, and this is November 7th, that's today's date. So there's no diesel in these parts of these states. And then one other thing and of course you know the consequences of not having diesel. Trucks don't run, trains don't run, barges don't run, although I guess the barges aren't running because of the low water levels everywhere. But once trucks don't run, nothing gets to your grocery store, to your supermarket, to Walmart, or any place like that. And one other thing here I thought we'd look at from Scientific American. As a young kid, I had a subscription to this years and years ago, many, many years ago. Invisible ink could reveal whether kids have been vaccinated. So what they want to do is use these micro needles in form of a bandage and slap it on the arm of the kids, or I guess even adults too. And with that will be a dye that tells that you were vaccinated. Now, I just had a question about that. The dye could be seen with a special cell phone filter combined with an app that shines near infrared light onto the skin. I was kind of wondering, how many vaccines these kids get nowadays? So let's just say we have 5 of them. And can you put them one on top of the other? What happens? Can you even read what it says then? Or do you have to say, oh, you got one here, now we got one here, we got to put one here so that we can read what it says? And then what else could happen? Mandatory vaccines for everyone. Then when you run into the grocery store, to an airport, anywhere, a bank, they could have sensors that read it. And then a big light flashes and the siren goes off and says, not vaccinated. Get out of the store immediately. So this is what's coming, everyone. I just want you to be informed of what's here. The most important thing is that we're not prepared for a war. And he said that the big one is coming. I think that's kind of something we have to worry about. The big one is coming. So start prepping now. Leave some comments down below, and thanks for watching.